Howdy, my name's Allaryin, and welcome to episode 19 of My Life Without Industrial Craft. I have, since last episode, done a ton of mod updates. I've updated about 12 or 14 of the mods installed on the server, just new versions of existing mods. One of the biggest ones is the Thaumcraft update to 3.02. And that includes a newer tier of research that I am nowhere near reaching on this world anyways, but it's there, and it provides some cool options eventually. One of the other things that I've done is I've installed Power Crystals Power Converters mod, because I do have multiple power systems. Namely, I have universal electricity that I've been meaning to get into just a hair, because I plan on setting up some force fields, and I think maybe using UE for all of my force field needs might work. We'll see. It really depends on a number of things. The other thing that I've done, and this one I debated on quite a bit, was I have installed Chicken Bones Chunk Loader mod. Chicken chunks. The cost of those chunk loaders is very, very similar to those provided by Railcraft, but they don't have the fuel cost to maintain them, which I think is reasonable since I'm not running the server 24/7. And they also have a they're more configurable directly, and so I can use them to chunk load a specific shape of area much more easily than had I used some other chunk loading system. So I am going to NEI myself the new chunk loaders. They both cost, you'll notice I'm in cheat mode here, I've gone and picked up my world anchors from inside that building and the one back at home. If you look at the recipe for the world anchor, it's 2 diamonds, 2 obsidian, an ender pearl, and 4 gold. The recipe for the Chicken Bones chunk loader is 5 gold, an ender pearl, and an enchanting table, which is 4 obsidian, 2 diamonds, and a book. So this recipe is a hair more expensive. It costs 1 more diamond, or excuse me, 1 more gold, 1 more gold, a book, and 2 more obsidian. So I do not feel bad about doing that and that. So we're going to replace the old chunk loader that I had with these, and we'll see if those work better. The other thing is they have a cool UI for identifying the difference, or showing you the area that's being chunk loaded. So we'll use that in a second. But first, I'm at the beehive, and I need to pick up the results of the bee breeding. We've got some cultivated drones here. We've got a common princess. Got some more rocky stuff here. And on this one, got a common princess, a common drone, and a forest drone. Alright, I'm going to put the common princess and the cultivated drone in 2 of these here. We're going to stick one of these rockies in here. Wait, we have another common. Put the common in here with the forest, and we will put this rocky in here with the meadows. Alright, and more bees. And a good bit of comb. I'm going to take my quarry back, since we don't need that here anymore. All those bees are going, and we're going to go ahead and place the chunk loader back in here. You'll notice that this tower straddles a chunk boundary, if you look at the mini-map. And so this side of the tower is in the chunk to the north of the village. I only want to chunk load 3 chunks. I don't want to load this whole area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this chunk loader here Ooh, shiny. I'm going to do a line with a 3-chunk line along the x-axis, and I want to show the lasers. So this right here is going to show us what the area being chunk loaded is. So if we step outside, we see that this area, this chunk, this one, and the one over there are the ones being loaded. Just that. We're not loading a full 3x3 area. And you see it cuts right through that building where the chunk boundary is. So that's perfect. That's a lot better than what I would have been doing with the other chunk loader. We can turn those lasers off now. So that's going. It also shows that it belongs to me. You can set these up. This is a config file option though. With Railcraft, you can actually tell it to use. You can use in-game mechanics to program some of that functionality for player-specific stuff. But with these chunk loaders, you have to use the config file to change stuff. It doesn't bother me so much. That's fine. I'm not... I guess one other thing that I did update that had a meaningful change is we are now running the latest public release of Mo Creatures. Some of the changes that Blood had put in for me did make it into this this revision, and some did not. There's some... Whoa, hello, come on. Load my chunks. I know I just teleported and teleported and teleported, but honestly, give me chunks. Alright. So, this one, I will load a larger area than I would have in the other location. Namely, it would be ideal... Oops, let's do this. It would be ideal if I could load all of these right here, this 1, 2, 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 area with a chunk loader that I'm holding like right where I am, but I don't know that I can do that. It's also getting dark. If I go into the house here, oh, we'll see real quick. Let's go ahead and go inside, because these chunk loaders have interesting shape options. I don't think I can do like an arbitrary rectangle. I would need 2 or 3 to do something like that, I believe. Let's go ahead and place the let's go ahead and place it in here, back where the other one was planned to go. Whoa, that's kind of rough on the ground. Whoa, hello. Okay, we don't want that on the floor then. We will put a piece of dirt in there to deal with that. Alright, instead we will put this chunk loader just right there for now, because that's still in, yeah, this chunk here. And we will go ahead and show lasers in a, see, we can do a huge radius thing. I mean, that's a 5 by 5 area, and that's really, really overkill. So I don't want to do that. The 2 by, see, square, we have a circle. A 2 radius circle is, I guess, going to be just the chunk I'm in, 1 north, 1 south, 1 east, and 1 west. 3 radius circles actually a little bit more circular. And then there's the line. Yeah, we can do the vertical or horizontal line. We'll go ahead and leave it at the default here and see what the area chunk loaded is. So in there, that gives us the whole of the house here. It doesn't give us all the crops. It just gives us some of the crops. It does not give us anything that might be happening down here, but I don't really need any of these things chunk loaded. I really just want you know what? Honestly, let's change this one to a straight line as well. Let's go ahead and change this to a line along the z-axis and see if this is what we want. And phooey, no, because I want stuff over there. So fine. Circle. This one is kind of a hard one to follow because it zigzags like that. But this will get this chunk here plus this one over here. Woo! You watch those lasers shoot across the line like that. Over to this way. Some of the mechanical stuff here. Kind of cutting out the... Kitty! Cutting out some of the... and I see damaged crops because Mo creatures, non-hostiles, are vermin. They destroy plant life. So it's not getting that, but it is getting the nominal beekeeping arena. I think this is okay. We'll go ahead and leave this in this configuration here. So goodbye lasers. But the important thing is that these core machines stay chunk loaded while I'm online. I wonder what I can tame kitties with. I forget. Anyways, let's go put the bee stuff away for now. What I want to do, build-wise, you are analyzed bees, you are unanalyzed bees. Okay. What I want to do build-wise is, other than get rid of maybe that terrible windmill tower, I've got to figure out a better way to do that. I'm going to build that thing offline. We need to get this working. We need to get energy out of the this creosote oil. We need to turn it into juice. So we're going to need a butterfly. We're going to need a couple of things. We are going to need more conduit, probably. Unless we... Well, no. Let's do it with liquiduct. Let's go ahead and put the steam engine over here. Maybe run 2 steam engines? I don't know. It really depends. I'm not sure how rapidly I'll be able to output it. Let's plan on 2 steam engines. So we need more liquiduct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so we need 3 batches. We need to make 12 more liquiduct. Let's see here. We have 11 liquiduct. That might be enough, actually. So what we will do is then plan on liquiduct, with the idea that we will put 2 steam engines on top of each other right here to go into that little section of pipe, and they will shove a whole bunch of power into the system. We will then do this over here, and you know what, we'll go ahead and square this off. Do I have my wrench? I do not have my wrench. Okay. So I need my wrench. I guess the other thing that I did between episodes was I ran all of the rest of the steel that I had through the rolling machine, so we made a ton of steel plates. We totally have enough to make the big old boiler that I was planning on. So that will be good. I'll go ahead and pull these out. I don't know what of these resources we'll need. Oh, look, creosote bottles. We can dump those into the machine. Or kind of. I wonder, can I just click a bottle on a tank? I can. There we go. Alright. It destroyed the bottles. Normally I would have used the transposer to get that out of the bottles losslessly, but because those bottles were a dungeon drop, I don't care. Okay. Wrench. We also need those. I made another batch of fire charges because those are used in making the boiler. But I want to just clean this up a hair to keep this as nice as possible. So I like that. We've got a very kind of out of the way thingy going on here with that potentially dumping into that. So we'll put the boiler down here. Oh, that's the other thing we need to make. We actually need to make an aqueous accumulator. And we are going to put its water source right down here. We're going to put the accumulator right here, dumping directly into the boiler from this side, and we're going to have a water infinite pool in that corner over there. So a piece of water there. Yeah, you know what, I'll just take that. The bottom will replace it. And a piece of water there. Okay, perfect. Go ahead and get rid of that. So first things first, we need to make the liquid burning thingy. Liquid firebox, what is it called? Liquid fueled firebox. Recipe for liquid firebox is a bucket, a fire charge, a furnace, and 4 steel plates. I could make anywhere from 1 to 9 of these to make a grid. I'm going to make a 2x2 because I don't see myself using enough energy to warrant anything more than that, really. And I probably will use enough energy to warrant the 2x2 instead of the other directionality thingy of, yes, thatness. Okay. We need to get the iron bars, because we have a ton of those. Buckets. We need lots of buckets. I have 2 spare buckets, so I will need to... I didn't make another accumulator, did I? We will need some gold. We will need some iron. We will need more iron than that. We will need... Let's see, do I have... Alright, give me a second. Alright, I am back, and I'm finishing up smelting the last of a bunch of iron that I figured I needed. I made some buckets. I'm going to need to make for the accumulator. Here, we'll go ahead and build this first, since it's a one-off thing. We need some tin, a servo, some glass, a bucket, and a machine frame. The machine frame is made thusly, but we are going to look at the recipe for that. The servo is one that I don't remember off the top of my head. I need a piece of redstone for that. Alright, so the servo was this, I believe. We got the pneumatic servo. I heard combat and then a meow. Wonder if the cat killed a bug or something. As long as it's not hostiles, it's a different cat. You're gonna have to put a railing on here to keep the cats from the wildlife out of the farm. I mean, obviously this farm can take that damage, but some of the other farms may not be able to take that damage. We'll see. Let's go ahead and take that iron out and resume. We need to make the frame for the machine, and we should be able to, from that, put this together now. Tin, some glass, and a bucket. We're already using one of these accumulators. We could probably get away with using the other, but it's a long distance, and I don't want to pipe water back and forth this way, so we're just going to place this one right here, like so. I do not, however, want it connecting to that, because that is a badness. So we are going to turn that off. We're going to configure this. Let's see here. Which side do we want this to output out? Only out the back. So you turn off all of those other sides, and only the back is a valid output. Now, unfortunately, well, we'll see. We'll see maybe if we can dump the water out of here instead of breaking it. So the other thing we need to make now is those liquid fireboxes. So these liquid fireboxes are like that. So I need to grab some cobbles. Let's grab a stack of cobble. Poof, stack of cobble. Isn't that cool? Oh, and it's going to start probably... Oh, I turned I turned automatic off on that because there was a glitch in some of my think for that. Let's go ahead and go to here. Oh, I was already holding a handful of cobble. So I need to make 4 of these. So we got 4 furnaces. Let's go ahead and put that recipe down here. Furnace. Those are steel plates. Those are iron bars. Those are all of my buckets save 1. And those are fire charges, liquid-fueled fireboxes. There we go. I'm going to pull that back out. Let's go plunk the fireboxes down. I don't know if they count as a machine until... Yeah, there's no UI until we put some other stuff on there first. So what we will do here is, let's see if we... Alright, I want to go probably 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 high would be ideal for this. I don't know if I can go that high, but I'll make the... I might be able to go that high. I should be able to go that high. We'll plan on being able to go that high. High pressure boiler. So it's 2 steel plates for each block of boiler. I need to make 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make 16 of those, which is 32 steel plates worth. So it's just simply that and that. And that gives us some high pressure boiler. If we go ahead and chunk, 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 chunk. See, that's a valid height because it put it all together. You can see how it breaks apart. That's a valid height there. Breaks it apart again, and that is, oh, I cannot do 4 high. Okay, but I can do 3 high. That's fine. That's okay. We will probably use these boilers for something else. Still, that's an impressive looking monstrosity. If we look in this liquid boiler, it needs water. It's getting water from the accumulator. I'm going to go ahead and quickly whack this with the pipe real quick to dump that water in like so. That emptied that water out. Okay, now we need to make this not an input, that's an output. So that should be fine. This is also a powered output, and we need a lever over here to start pumping the creosote in. The minute the creosote hits this, it should start heating up. It's going to take a long time to heat up, but that's okay. We have a lot of creosote, and we are not doing anything else with it. So let's make some levers. I'm going to need 2, I believe. We'll see if this is powered or not. It might need to be powered. I think it is. So let's get 2 more levers. Not you. Cow levers. And cobblestone. So if we put this like that, I guess I could have made it go down, but that's okay. We'll just go ahead and do it this way. We'll plunk that lever there, flip that switch, start dumping the creosote in. The creosote is going into the boiler. It is consuming creosote and water and heating this thing up. Once it breaks a certain temperature, it will start producing steam. It has to get pretty hot before it can start doing that. And we are now at a point where we are probably actually... I don't know if we'll be able to maintain temperature with this. We'll see. Obviously it uses a lot more fuel, I believe, to get up to heat than to maintain temperature. We've already used up 40% of the creosote we had in here. We may need to make another coke oven, although I don't particularly like that idea. Or we may need to contemplate using some oil, because I'm pretty sure we can stick refined fuel in here. And that would work nicely. In the meantime, while that's heating up, we need to make our other thingies. I'm going to go ahead and place this right there. That's one of those pipes. We need to make the steam engines. We are just going to make the commercial steam engines, because I don't think I'm going to be producing... So commercial, the difference between the steam engines is pretty simple. There are 3 grades. There's the hobbyists, which is pretty similar to the thermal expansion steam engine, really, except it has the option of also consuming steam. There's the commercial and the industrial. The commercial is made out of iron, and the industrial is made out of steel. This produces twice the energy of this one. This produces twice the energy of that one. So let's see here. I have enough iron plates to make 3 of these suckers, really. We're just going to make 2. I have crickets! Wow. It's so novel having non-hostiles around. But steam engine requires a piston, some glass. We have some glass. Let's go ahead and take 2 pistons. We need to make some iron gears. We happen to have sticks on us. We'll make the sticks. We have cobbles, but they're in the bag. Get the cobbles out. Put cobbles down here. We'll get cobblestone out. We will ironify. This does use iron gears. Of course it does. We will put iron on there. We've got iron gears. We'll now make a pair of commercial grade steam engines. Ka-chunk. We probably need another lever for each of those, although really I'm going to use something else in the long run. In the short term, we'll go ahead and do it this way. That's fine. Alright. We'll see if the sound on that is too loud or what. Jump. How's this doing? It is to 100 degrees Celsius, and that is the tipping point at which it starts to convert water into steam. You see the water starts taking hits now to produce steam. The creosote oil is almost completely consumed. Wow. Okay. Yeah, so oil refining it is then. Oh my. What we might have to do is, I don't know, something drastic. Because as long as we keep water in the boiler, it shouldn't matter if it runs out of fuel. That's not the concern. The concern is if we add water to a hot boiler, a hot but empty boiler. But as long as the water stays in there, it's okay. Alright, so that steam is setting up nicely, so we can plunk these 2 down here like that. And you there. And we will stick a lever and a lever. So both of those are turned on now. They're just sitting there waiting for the steam to flow down the pipe, and I push this button here, and bam! They should get to work. Look at them go with their little steam particles. And they are each able to output, once they get going, I think they can once they fully heat up, I think it's 4 joules of pulse, which means this right here is producing 8 once it's fully going. Although, these are backwards, so we need to do something about that, because duh. So now if we look at these, now they should be able to get their energy back out, right? No! Why is your buffer not... Something's not right here. You and you stop for a second. Both of you are reducing. We will let this energy bleed out for a bit. See, bam, okay, that firebox is completely out of juice. Completely and totally out of fuel. We've got a lot of steam stored up in the boiler. Okay, that's at 131 degrees. We'll see if... Okay, it is dropping in temperature, which means we need something better than this terrible rate. But that's okay. What we can do is we can actually shut off the output of the creosote into this engine, and we can pump Buildcraft oil. We have it, let's use it. Okay, that is steadily dropping. I'm going to turn one of them on and see if it... Is it pushing that energy out? It isn't. Why? Well, see, no, I see those big chunks where it... Is that energy getting in here? Let's put the other big... Something's not right here. It should be able to output all of that energy into the conduit at once. Where is our other battery? Let's go ahead and plop this down here like so. We'll pump that like that, and we'll just go ahead and knock those off for now. So you are now pointed directly at a big old energy cell set to accept a ton of energy. It's draining that energy out because it's also set to output. So we throw that switch though. That is really, really disconcerting. Why isn't that working correctly? It's building up an uncomfortably large energy buffer. So I see these output pulses, but that's only like coming 65, 73, 81. It's coming 80 at a time. And it's generating way more power than that. I'm going to let this build up a little. Maybe once it's heated up, it outputs a little faster, but this is really, really disconcerting. I don't want this stuff to blow up, and I can't think of another way to do that. We could try dumping straight into... yeah, see, it's only outputting 80 a pulse. So even at this higher speed, let's see what we're getting now. We're getting... yeah, we're still getting 8 every swing, but it's swinging faster. But every time that pusher plate pushes forward, we're getting that many. I'm going to look at the wiki real quick for Railcraft and see if there's something that I am doing just terribly, terribly wrong here. You know, I really don't know what's going on. The wiki doesn't suggest any of the problems that I'm having here. should be real problems. And yeah, I threw some biofuel. Oh wait, that's the problem. It wants biofuel, not biomass, and I threw biomass in here. That's why I didn't want to switch energy sources. Okay, that's easy enough to rectify. We just waste all this in. Oh, there's not even a full bucket of biomass left. All right, so that's the problem with that, is that I'm not using a compatible fuel. This is almost done heating down, but that shouldn't matter. We need to either refine some of this stuff before using it, or we need to switch to go ahead and switch to real fuel. And I think real fuel might be what we want. So, well, no, let's do silly wheatgrass burning engine here because we can. What I need to refine fuel is a still, and that's just a sturdy casing, some redstone and some glass. So let's do that. Let's stop burning, or I guess we'll allow that to, oh yeah, I didn't. Let's take this and let that continue burning, because why not? Hey. Okay. Are you producing energy? You are not producing energy. Why are you not producing energy? You're up to heat. You probably have less than, I don't know, you're confused too. Everything's confused with my energy over here. But as far as this goes, I haven't gotten an answer back yet. I've asked a couple of people on IRC, haven't heard anything. Didn't say anything on the wiki about it. But let's get biofuel from biomass working. So what we need to do is we need to make that sturdy casing, which is made out of some bronze, which is in this box, not that other one. Bronze, bronze, bronze. You're the bronze. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take that. It'll take some redstone. It'll take some glass. And that gives us a still. Yeah, we'll sleep. But yeah, so this machine basically compresses 3 buckets of biomass into 1 bucket of biofuel. The net gain of energy is something like 50%, so it's good stuff. What we will do here is we will we will do this. Junk, 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 junk. All of you still can go right there. It doesn't need water, but it oh, it can't do that. I can't place it there. Phooey. It was a nice idea. I will need to place it. For now, we are going to place it right here. And we will send the produced biofuel into that. This takes just energy and outputs the biofuel. So let's go ahead and give it a supply of this juice. Pop that up there. We will whack this with a wrench, and that will suck all of that in there. Take our container back, and it's cooking. And it's going to turn all of that into just over 1 bucket of biofuel. Over here we've got an issue where I've got all the wrong liquid in this pipe. So we are going to put this tank right there, and that should suck all of the liquid out, including the liquid that was in there. Excellent. Okay. I love these things. These portable tanks are the best thing ever. Other than the rest of thermal expansion, which is also the best thing ever. Alright. So now we have all that energy just dumping out. And look, biofuel coming out of this thing. Alright, we will let this cook for a little bit. Yeah, cooks down. Cooked one bucket. We are currently running off of this energy, which isn't the way to go. I'm wondering if my problem is that these steam engines just do not know how to deal directly with thermal expansion stuff. That doesn't make any sense to me at all, because thermal expansion should just be using the regular old Buildcraft API. There's nothing too fancy about it. Let's go ahead and pop this on here and throw that juice in there as well. So that gives a lot of juice. We can go ahead and now throw a stack of wheat in there. Wheat and sugarcane both, I believe, firm. Ooh, we're running low on space finally on this farm. We have to start converting this into energy, which will be fine by me. So that should, yeah, now that it's got an energy pulse, it should start going. This should be, yeah, this is just confused. There's nothing we can really do about that. So I think we, honestly, we just leave this engine here how it is for now. Look, a little chunk of biomass going in there. We may have to do something heinous with liquid transport to get this back over here, but for now we'll just go with it. But so what I'm wondering is, we had the problem with this not being able to output cleanly directly into thermal expansion conduit or into the battery, both of which should be capable of accepting well over the energy output of such a measly engine. Let's see if, just for whatever dumb reason, it has to be Buildcraft conduit. I don't mind losing a little bit of energy off of this because we're getting so much power. It's just kind of insulting that it doesn't work right if that's the case. So we will pop a wooden conductive there. We'll pop a golden conductive there. We will whack this with a wrench again to send it outputting upward this time. And now we'll throw the switch. This will start sucking the remaining steam out. Sure enough, I see energy going in. Let's go ahead and stop this. It's still building up an internal buffer. What in the blazes? If anything, that buffer is building up faster. I mean, yeah, we're still getting energy, but I can't I can't do the math because it's not even. Because there's loss along the way. It's weird numbers. Why is that doing that? This is aggravating. I'm this close to converting both of those into... Corrections, I'm not this close, I'm there. We're doing it. We are converting those two steam engines into power consumers. We are going to use the... we can't do it like that, though. They can't be next to each other. We will have to move them ever so slightly. What we are going to do is some really ridiculous playing with the power converters mod. I did a spotlight on this. I don't know if I mentioned that. It doesn't matter. We're going to mouse. The funny thing about mice. Let's see if I can get up there. There's the mouse. You can grab him by the tail. But anyways, we are going to use, look, loud bird animals. We are going to make some power converter stuff. We are going to use Steam like its own power network and convert it into Buildcraft power. Maybe we'll convert it into universal electricity. We'll see. But we're going to convert it into Buildcraft power, probably. Energy bridges cost a diamond and some gold. And one of these takes energy from a power consumer, and we've got these options because these are the mods we have installed. But the steam consumer takes one of those commercial steam engines just wrapped in gold, and that allows me to pull in steam directly instead of burning it into Buildcraft energy first. The Buildcraft energy consumer is the same thing just with a Stirling engine. We can also do the same thing with universal electricity with a UA battery box. But I wonder, before I commit to such a rash course of action, I believe I'm honor bound to just try one, well, not honor bound, but not just like bound to not be paranoid, to try just one more thing. We're going to heat this up like that. I'm also going to check if I'm going to see if I can use this gate to control the engine, because that just occurred to me. Because if I stick a let's go ahead and grab a, wait, do I have a structure? I don't. We need a structure pipe here. Go ahead and toss all of you in there for now. And the quarry. And those. And all of the plates. That gives us some room to put back to it again. So I'm going to try and just see what this gate can know about this tank. Okay, it knows about this, the liquid tank and energy stage. So what we could do is we could have it... Okay, so it does actually know. So we could say as long as stage is blue, but it's green now. So as long as stage is green or yellow, see there's an orange and a red. See, so we can actually use these to do it. So what we could do is we could say that. And that will leave it on as long as it is green or yellow. And then I switch this lever off, and now it's just running. So we will see if that does the trick. Because apparently it is somewhat normal for the energy to build up a little bit, just not crazy much. I don't like having to use something like this to govern it, but we will see. So I'm going to stop recording for a few seconds, just watch this heat up, and we will see what happens when it, if it gets to yellow. Okay. You know what? This seems to be working, as near as I can tell. it's holding steady at the 6600 joule range, and it hasn't really gone above that. I don't think it's because this is, because this should keep providing juice at yellow, and it hasn't crossed over to yellow. So we're going to say you're allowed to be on if you are green or blue. I don't actually want to be pumping directly into the cell here. I want to pump in the conduit and have the the cell be free, but whatever. Either way, we've got a lot of biofuel. One of these buckets of biofuel is apparently worth 10 times the its volume in creosote. So we should be able to get quite a bit of heat in the boiler off of biofuel here, because this production should be far outstripping this stuff's ability to do its thing. I'm actually running out of steam now. Literally, it looks like we've all but emptied the boiler. So this is the plan. The plan is I rewire some of this. I set up something to pull the biofuel out of here back across over here into this tank, and I think I program some better Buildcraft gates for shut-off purposes. Because, yeah. So I'm going to figure out what I want to do for the... It looks like it's... Yeah, I don't... Or I could just use power converters. I'm so tempted to do that because I've played with the mod so recently. But either way, we have to pipe the biofuel over there. We also need to get a whole bunch of the wheat out of here into that that fermenter. That fermenter is in a bad place for automation. And we have all of these seeds. These seeds need to get squozen into seed oil. Elephants. These seeds need to turn into seed oil. A lot of them do. Because seed oil, well, worst case scenario, I can burn seed oil, spare seed oil for in this engine here. But I can also, I need to use seed oil for a lot of beekeeping kind of stuff. Bunny. If you pick up a bunny, it immediately tames it. So watch out. I had a problem with bunnies for a while on my previous series. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Yeah. This is lovely. It even has this internal buffer of energy that... I guess maybe it's... Yeah, it's not outputting, I bet. Wait, maybe? Okay, yeah. So this is the rate that it's generating energy, not the rate that it's outputting energy at. So we can hold just a little bit more juice. And okay, it really honestly is dumping this energy out as long as it has redstone, even though there's no steam to produce. Okay, is it going to stop now? Okay, it did stop. And this switched over. All right. Let me take stock of things. Figure out how we're going to pump the bio... Yeah, this is getting a lot more complicated than I had planned on. I thought I had it figured out, and clearly I was mistook. So let me... Oh, I have a devious plan. Alright. Let me I'm going to take inventory and see if I can figure out enough of my devious plan to bring to fruition. We will know if I can squeeze it all in an episode. I don't want this episode to wind up like the last one. Super long. So I'm just going to sit here in this pool of water hiding for a bit while I think. No, it's been a little while. So what I will do is I'm going to call this an episode. I'm going to fix an editing glitch that was pointed out to me on episode 18, and I am going to plan devious plans and gather resources and get stuff to put together for finishing the build, where we take potentially, well, we turn wheat into fuel, into energy, into another kind of energy. It's gonna be interesting. We'll see how it works. But in the meantime, this is Allaryin. Thank you for watching. I will see you later. Bye-bye.